Hello, and welcome to episode number 167, I believe, of the TEW 2 Challenge Run. It's going to be Monday Night Raw for week 4 of August 2021, and in layman's terms, it's the go-home show for Raw for SummerSlam. And I haven't done any editing for the intro video, so that's going to be my next couple of days sorted out, I guess, because I kind of low-key want to get SummerSlam up Saturday and Sunday like real life, or Saturday like real life, and then Sunday the day after, but that seems kind of unrealistic. Oh well, we'll see. Without any further ado, let's jump straight into the show. 99 rated opening segment where Jimmy Smith is opening with a contract signing for the World Heavyweight Championship match. And of course, last week we announced the main event will be Io and Kyrie against Rhea and Becky, so this is going to open the show. Hot opener. And it's just these two men going back and forth about why they should win. Keith Lee says he wasn't supposed to be the world champion. He came here and he fought his ass off and proved how limitless he was. He beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, and he's taken this championship. He's truly reinvented the meaning of the word world championship, because he won it in Australia, he defended it in Paris, he's going to defend it in England, and he's defended it in America, of course, and against all comers. And Drew McIntyre will just be another name on that list after this Saturday. And Drew's little wish of bringing SummerSlam to Britain is going to backfire, because that's going to motivate Keith even more to get the win and bask in his glory in the biggest match of his life, I guess. And then Drew grabbed it. He's like, Keith, we are different, but we're also a lot alike in many ways. Because me and you, we both pride ourselves on being the best we can possibly be, and that's why I kind of accepted this challenge and hoped that I would get the chance to face you at SummerSlam, because you're going to be a tough challenge, but I'm up for it. I'm not going to wish away my chance to be world champion. I'm going to make this right, and I'm going to take back my championship that I never got a rematch for. No, you did, you wrestled, I'm forgiven, never mind. Take back my championship and prove why I am the franchise of this damn show. Keith, it's nothing personal, but this Saturday night we're going to find out that there is a limit on the Limitless One after all, and its name is Drew McIntyre. And then maybe a headbutt over the table once they're both signed by Drew, drops Keith with a Claymore, and that's the end of the segment. 82 rated opening match. I'm fine with that, actually, because for some reason there's no psychology between Ricochet and Andrade, but Andrade gets the win. He beats Ricochet in 13:58 with Hamlock DDT. Ricochet, of course, has to be praised for delivering, putting me out of my misery on main event this week. No, or Heat, whatever, yeah, Heat. Because him and Mojo Rawley had the 83 rated match on main event. Or Heat, I could call it main event again. But, yeah. So, he's getting a 92, and he finally did that. The curse of the Mojo 80 rated match is over. And he's going on to SummerSlam, the team with Angel Garza, Raquel Gonzalez, and Bad Bunny against the Vega Mafia. Which, after the match, is then continuing the feud, because Andrade continues to beat up Ricochet, and Bad Bunny comes out, and we actually have Bad Bunny take a bump here. Garza and Escobar and Swerve attacking from behind, and go to take him out on the ramp when Raquel and Angel Garza run out and scare them off, and the Vega Mafia retreat, having done their damage to Bad Bunny, who looks pissed, and he's got physical for the first time. Well, no, he actually has been physical before, but first time he's actually been hit. Well, then in the ring, and The Miz is in there, probably the entire A-list actually, but the limits on how many people I can fit on screen, and he's in there with the two people that he paid off last week, being August Grey and Adrian Alanis, and also Kurt Stallion and Alex Gracia, as well as Brandy, Leah, Frankie, Elias, Robert Stone, and John Morrison. And he says, I kind of expected it. I realised that I've been in this business for 12 years, or no longer than that, for 16 years, so I knew what I was getting myself into. I knew Eve thought she was going to one-up me by booking me in a Fatal 4-Way at SummerSlam, but I don't really care. I sort of expected that, but when you've got as many connections as I do, every Hollywood A-lister needs extras. around. So let me introduce you to the A-list's extras, which are the 4 people you see on screen here that aren't the Miz, who are just going to serve as punching bags, basically, for anyone that the Miz is fighting, because they're the extras and they're just there to take the heat. And then the other 3 men come out and brag about how they want to win the IC title. Kofi's got to do it for his friend Xavier Woods, who got attacked. Christian's got one last shot. Damian Priest wants his title back. The Miz is like, hey, if you're so adamant you're going to win at SummerSlam, why don't you face my 3 extras in a 6-man tag right now? And they're like, okay. 71 was actually decent, considering, yeah, these are the extras in there, and they're not that good. But they do lose, of course. The trio of Christian, Damian Priest, and Kofi Kingston beat them. When Christian gets the win, he pins Adrian Alanis with a kill switch. 44 for Alanis, 35 for August Grey, 49 for Kurt Stallion, 82 for Kofi, 75 for Damian Priest, and a 74 for Christian. And then after the match, just to really ham home this a fatal 4-way, we sort of actually have a bit of tension between Christian, Priest, and Kofi, because of course Kofi and Priest have had it before, because he accidentally cost Kofi the match and vice versa. And yeah, maybe Christian will lay Priest out of a kill switch, and Kofi would trouble in paradise Christian and stand tall heading into the big show this Saturday night. Yeah, this match is on Saturday. I was just thinking, yeah, because the SmackDown Women's title match and the SmackDown Tag title match are on night 1, so yeah, that means the World title match and the IC title match from Raw are on that night as well. We then cut to the break, and the female portion of the A-list are still in the ring. Frankie's taking the mic, and she says, well, it didn't go so well for the extras here tonight, but us girls, we're also looking for a fight, so let's bring someone out. And then, of course, J-Flo were here. Mackie calls her a shithead, and how they need practice ahead of their match with Dominion this Saturday, I believe. And then the 4 members of J-Flo that aren't Mackie will be in action against the 4 female members of the A-list. So Mina, Marika, Mizuki, and Tam defeat Frankie Monet, Alex Gracie, Aaliyah, and Brandy. Mina pins Alex with a 450. 58 for Brandy, 54 for Aaliyah, 36 for Alex Gracie, 62 for Frankie Monet, 63 for Tam, 53 for Mizuki, 44 for Marika, and a 64 for Mina. So, nice win for J-Flo. Then after the match, the 4 members of Dominion that aren't Asuka, the goobers of the group, run out and they try and get the 1-up on J-Flo, but using their tricky shenanigans, they manage to escape, because they've also got Mackie there ringside as well, who's not on screen. And yeah, so these 2 factions will meet 5-on-5 at night 1 SummerSlam. And J-Flo have got the last laugh over the Dominion girls here tonight. Backstage segment with John Cena and Shane McMahon. He says, hey Shane, you wanted to see me? He's like, yes John, I did. I've got something I need to tell you. He's like, what is it, Shane? He's like, you thought you were real slick last week, didn't you? He's like, what do you want? What do you mean? Want me trying to come to the show and leaving? Yeah. He's like, no John, no. I was born at night, but not last night, okay? You came back with the Peacemaker costume on, you attacked Buddy Murphy and put him through the table. And he's like, I would never do that. I abide by the rules, Shane. He's like, well, funny thing is, you're actually kidding, because I need to tell you that at SummerSlam you're going to go 1-on-1 with Buddy Murphy in a match on night 2. And he's like, who? He's like, Buddy Murphy, night 2? He's like, who's that? You couldn't put me against Buddy guy that I've been attacking. That Peacemaker attacked last week, eh, Shane? He's like, that's literally who Buddy Murphy is. You fucking idiot. He's like, oh, god damn it, so I guess John Cena's going to be at SummerSlam. Now the party can really begin. He sort of pats Shane on his shoulder. He goes, tell my little buddy, good luck. And he leaves. 52. Bleh, just to get Liv a win and get fill time on the show. Liv wins with the Oblivion over Mandy in 4:27, which is apparently still too long for the psychology that these 2 had. 66 for Liv and a 45 for Mandy. Then we then get a backstage interview. Charlie's with Rhea Ripley. She says that this Sunday you main event SummerSlam in the triple threat match against Io and Becky, but tonight you've got a team with Becky in her first match on Raw in God knows how long. 16 months, yeah, against Io and Kyrie in the main event. And Rhea, so he's talking about how, it's good for Becky to be in this match because she gets a chance to really dust herself off and shake off that ring rust that she's definitely picked up while being at home for over a year. And it's nice because she can't use that excuse now when Rhea wins on Sunday and ruins her, what she called her guaranteed opportunity to get her championship back. Rhea's going to ruin that when she wins on Sunday, and she can't blame ring rust because she's wrestling here tonight. And then Rhea turns around to leave and Becky's there. She's like, I came here to wish you good luck tonight and at SummerSlam, but apparently you don't need it. But we're going to win tonight because you're going to follow my lead and you're going to learn why I am the top star of this division. And maybe some of that will rub off on you, I don't know. And Rhea's like, no, I'm not following your lead. You can follow my lead. I'm the one who's wrestled Leo before. I was the one who had Io pinned at Evolution. You can follow what I do tonight. And she's like, I don't follow anyone's lead. But if you think you're as good as you say you are, Rhea, we shouldn't need it, right? And then Becky leaves and Rhea's looking all pissed off. '78 rated filler match. Kevin Owens beats Luchasaurus with a stunner in 8:51. 71 for Luchasaurus and an 87 for Kevin Owens. Then after the match, Kev takes a microphone and he's like, Finn, you really thought you scared me last week, didn't you, huh? Red flashing lights, you don't think I don't know what this means? It means you're going to paint your body and come after me. Well, let me listen. I may have been unexpecting that side of you when you first brought it to NXT to face me, but I'm not scared of it now. It's just you making yourself look cool and thinking that it's going to give you special powers to beat me at SummerSlam, but it's not, because that's not how the world works, Finn. And once I put that side of you down as well, you'll have no more excuses. You'll just have to admit that I am the better man. Then boom, lights off, they flash, boom, 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 boom. And the lights come back on and the demon's in the ring behind Kevin Owens. And Everrise, of course, comically notice him and look all scared. And Kevin Owens turns around and he sees the demon. And he bails like a heel, and he obviously does show that he is scared of the demon, but he would never admit that because he's a heel. And he throws Everrise to the wolves. They try and jump him. Sling blades to both men. Coup de grace. Boom. The demon is here in person. He stands tall and points at Kevin Owens ahead of their match at SummerSlam. 96 segment, Edge and Adam Cole face to face will be hyped up last week. Edge comes out first. He says, look, I get it. I am Adam Cole. Let's not beat around the bush here. When I see Adam Cole, I see 2006 Edge. He is, for my money, the new modern ultimate opportunist, especially with the group of friends he surrounds himself with. And I guess that's why he's trying to make their name off my expense, but that's not how it's going to work. You may have taken those tag team championships off me and Christian, but that was for your group, Adam, and I'm going to expose you that you're not on my level, that you are just baby Edge. And then the entire Undisputed Era come out. He says, whoa, you think you're all tough, don't you? Well, listen here. I'm nothing like you. I'm nothing like you, Edge, because you know why? Because I'm going to be at this at the top of my game for the next 10 years. Just about as long as you took off because you couldn't handle it. Your neck gave up on you, Edge, and I know that neck gave up on you because that's going to be a target. You've seen my moves. Panama Sunrise, Last Shot, all head-based offense. So if you're going to walk around with a big bullseye on your neck, you bet your ass Adam Cole Baby is going to target that, and you only have yourself to blame for taking it to this far and challenging me to the match at SummerSlam if I do end up ending your career again. But although that may not even happen at SummerSlam, it could happen tonight. I mean, it could happen right now. And then obviously the rest of the Undisputed Era jump Edge, 4-on-1 beatdown. Sheamus and Otis, who challenged for the Raw Tag Team titles, storm out, but they try and fight back, but they're still outnumbered. And then Drew McIntyre's music hits, and he comes to help his friend Sheamus and his reluctant partner Otis, and Edge as well, and he helps clear house, spear to Adam Cole, and the babyfaces stand tall with the help of Drew. 73 for what is effectively Paige's last match on Raw. She defeats Toni Storm in 8:42 with the PTO. Gets a 73, no storyline attached, that's really good. Higher than both the ratings. Toni gets a 61 and a 71 for Paige. And then Charlotte gets into the ring and she's like, "Congratulations, Paige. You must think that it's all going so well for you. You've got a win in your farewell match on Raw. Well, take in this moment because it's the only win you're going to get this week. Because you may have beaten me before, but I've evolved over those last years. Well, you've been sitting at home watching me dominate this division. Woo. And once I put you down for good, Paige, you can sit back and watch at home yet again while I continue to dominate this division. Woo." Paige is like, Charlotte, you're good. Yes, that's something that you're 11-time champion for a reason. But this doesn't mean anything to you. You're going to go to SummerSlam, you're going to try and win, and your stock doesn't rise or fall regardless. You don't gain anything. You'll get a championship opportunity just by proxy of being Charlotte Flair. This is my last shot in my home country to really go out my way. And I'm going to do it, Charlotte, at your expense. And just think that maybe if you weren't such a insufferable bitch, it wouldn't have to be this way. And maybe if you didn't go around attacking my friends just because they were my friends, it could have been easier for you. But karma, just like you, Charlotte, is a bitch. And then AJ Lee jumps Charlotte and she tries to fight her off, and Charlotte runs away, and the babyfaces stand tall. Very babyface stand tall, heavy show. I've just realised, will they all stand tall at SummerSlam? We'll see. In-ring segment with Aleister Black and Alexa Bliss. And they're sat there, the lights are all down, they're probably in the cell, actually, yeah, they probably lowered the cell around Aleister and Alexa. Aleister sat in the ring, Alexa stood behind him. He says, Bray, this has gone on long enough. Us two, we dance with the devil, but only one of us will come out alive. And that goes for you, Su Yung, and Alexa too. Because this show isn't big enough for the two of us. We both want what we can't have while the other one is standing in our way. So Hell in a Cell, this structure has never been more aptly named because it's almost like we're going to visit Hell at SummerSlam, Bray, and you ain't coming out. Because I've been to Hell, I've spoken with the devil, I've spoken to all my inner demons, and they all say the same thing, and that's that Aleister Black is going to continue to purge WWE. Boom, lights go off, light come back on, and the Fiend and Su Yung are in the ring. Aleister's up on his feet at this point, and they're sort of like looking away from Bray and Su Yung. Then they turn around, they just go face to face. The red lights are flashing, the Fiend screams are playing, and Aleister just chuckles. He starts chuckling at Bray, and the Fiend starts laughing at Aleister. And then, boom, the lights go off, and then all four people are gone, and the cell has been raised. 77, Oney Lorcan gets a 75, and Cedric Alexander gets a 78. But Oney defeats Cedric in 10-24 with a... No, not a standing blockbuster. He submits him with a harsh angle hold. Boom. 75 for Oney, 78 for Cedric. And Oney has had a bit of an issue with Bobby Lashley the last week or two. And that's going to come to a head in the next segment when Lashley comes in and he spears Oney Lorcan in half. And then MVP gets there, like, yeah, that's right, Almighty. Kick his ass. He'll know what getting his ass kicked really feels like when you face him at SummerSlam. And then Lashley goes to leave, but Oney starts stirring to his feet. It's that segment, the Dolph Ziggler Goldberg thing, where he just gets back in the ring, he spears him again, then leaves, but Oney keeps fighting off. He keeps getting all fired up, because he wants to take more punishment, he wants to kick more ass. Lashley gets back in the ring for a third spear. Boom. Oney's down, but he keeps fighting up. Then maybe a fourth spear, but Oney springs back into life, and he screams at Lashley's face, starts slapping him, going, come on, come on. And the crowd's getting all fired up because Oney wants to kick more ass, and then eventually he gets put down with the Hurt Lock to a chorus of boos. Quick backstage segment. The 4 Dominion girls that aren't Asuka walk into the Dominion locker room, where an angry Asuka is there, and she's shouting at them in Japanese, and like slaps them all in the face and tells them they need to, like, no more of that, no more mistakes. They showed weakness tonight, but they need to win on Saturday night. No more weakness. They need to take this seriously, and they're gonna win. It's just a matter of how many of them want to be a part of it, because Asuka could beat them all by herself. So their version of Joshi style will come out on top, and it's just up to them to get on the same idea as Asuka, and of course they all nod their heads going, yes, yes, it was 1 week, we messed up. 83, that's fine. Luckily no one gets injured, so Raw have actually made it to SummerSlam with their card in tow. I picked the right winners apparently, because both Becky and Rhea have strong connections with the young female demographic. But it is Becky and Rhea who win. Obviously Kairi's there, the glaring omission. She's the one who submits to the disarmer in 1913. 81 for Rhea, 79 for Becky, 81 for Kairi, and a 97 for Io Shirai. Christ on a bike. That is a good rating. Then after the match, Rhea and Becky have their arms raised high, and then Becky sort of playfully slaps Rhea on the arm, like, hey, good one, you did good. And then Rhea sort of playfully shoves Becky back, like, yeah, you did good. But obviously the shoving and pushing gets more and more aggressive. Like, yo, fuck off. And then a fight breaks out between the two, and then it spills to the outside when Io Shirai jumps on it, and it becomes just a 3-woman just pack brawl. Kairi's out there screaming at Io like, no, 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 stop, friend. And then, because we know what happened last time Io got into a fight with Rhea Ripley, it ended traumatic for Kairi when her being Io and Rhea got taken away. And obviously to stop that happening again, the entire Raw management team comes out with security to try and break the fights up, and you get your standard 3-way security fight breakup brawl as the show goes off the air, with them all at one corner of the barricades on the outside being held back by security shouting at each other. 3 women all have the right to call themselves Raw Women's Champion, and who will be the one to do it this Sunday in the main event of SummerSlam Night 2. 89's fine, yeah. Increased popularity in one region, so this is pretty much the norm at this point, which is worrying, because I don't know. All it takes is one shit main event to kill the show rating. What matters more than the show rating is what you thought of the show. So let me know what you thought in the comments below, and I'll see you next time for SmackDown's Go Home show, and then the 2 nights of SummerSlam. See you then.